to my channel. If you are new here, then hello. My name is Rihanna and today's look is going to be a autumnal makeup look including gold, bronzy, smoky eye with a deep plum lip. So if you'd like to stay tuned and see this makeup look, then please keep watching. So please ignore my face. I don't know why, it just looks really bad on camera. I do have like a little blemish here and I have a little couple of marks that are just kind of going and settling down. But if you just ignore it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already moisturised the face, but I am going to be applying the MAC strobe cream. I use this in the colour Silverlight. I'm going to pop a little bit on my hand. And I just concentrate this on the middle portion of my face. I do like to use a lot of this because my skin is very dry. And the areas I use on is my nose, my cheeks and my chin, and I pop a little bit on my forehead. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverley Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Chocolate. This is the my go-to product for my brows. I always use it. So the brush I'm using is a brush, I think this is from Mercier, and it's got the spoolie on the end and then a slight angled brush on the other side. And I'm just going to take my Dip Brow Pomade and I'm just going to draw in my eyebrows. Now I really don't put much product on the end, and I like to just flick it up just so it looks spiky. I do love big bushy eyebrows and I am trying to grow my eyebrows out, so yeah, I don't tend to put an awful lot. Just going to go on with the next eye. Like so that is brows complete. I am going to go on with the eyes first just because I'm going to be using some warm tone browns and I don't want a lot of fallout on my face. So the eye that I am going to be recreating today is a makeup look that I found on Pinterest. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see this, but it's these golds and browns and this deep plum lip, and the eyes are just so pretty. It's kind of a hint of a rose gold, but more, I'd say it's more golder than it is rose gold. It's more of a coppery, but I just love the lip. It's like a very, very dark, deep reddy plum colour. So that's the look I'm going to be recreating today. I'm going to be using a range of palettes. So I'm going to be using the MAC palette, and this is the eyeshadow, the warm neutral palette. This is probably one of the first ever palettes I actually ever owned. I think I was about 16 when I bought this palette, and to be fair, I've hardly made a dent in it, but it is a really, really good go-to palette. And the other palette that I'm going to be using is the Revolution Pro palette in the name Restoration, and these are just going to be, I'm probably going to be using this palette just for all the transitional shades and warm browns, and then I'm going to go in with Amberlights from the MAC neutral palette. So first of all, I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer. This is the Revolution concealer, Conceal and Define concealer, and I'm going to use this as a base just because my eyelids are really, really shiny, and I hate that. I'm going to pop a little bit on my hand, and then I'm just going to take my beauty blender. My beauty blender isn't that wet, and I'm just going to dab this onto my eyelid. You can really tell the difference between each eye. So once I've done that, I'm then going to go in with a tiny little bit of Mercier translucent powder. And with my beauty blender again, I'm just going to take a tiny little amount and I'm just going to dab that on the eyelid. Just to set that concealer. And then the excess I'm just going to brush away. So once your eyelids are all ready and set to go, I'm then going to go in with the Revolution Pro palette and I'm going to be using these shades. There's so much fallout. This is the only thing I'll say, there's quite a lot of fallout from these shades. I'm going to be using the shade Share, Friends and Ponytail. I'm probably actually going to go in with a... No, actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go in with the shade Neighbours, and then I'm going to use Friends and Ponytail, purely because I find Share is more of a taupier brown, whereas Neighbours is brown, but it's more of an orange, orangey colour. So yeah. So the first transition shade I'm going to go in with is the colour Neighbours, and I'm just going to use a little Ebony blending brush to do that with. That is like the main thing on my birthday list this year, is makeup brushes. I want to get rid of all my makeup brushes and start like a fresh and just use different. I have quite a few of Morphe ones and I just love Morphe. So I definitely want to kind of get rid of all my old brushes and just start a collection of Morphe and Zoeva, because they're my two main favourite brushes, and also MAC. So I'm just popping this into the crease. Now, to be honest, I've come to the conclusion now that my eyes are quite hooded. I think anyway, when I kind of look down and just look straight to the camera, you can't see much of my eyelid. So I'm going to bring Neighbours quite far up. But not too far up. So as you can see, I'm just bringing it to there. I'm going to go in with a clean, bigger, fluffier brush, and I'm just going to blend that all in. With a smaller tapered brush, this is again from Ebony, I'm going to go in with the shade Friends. This is the shade here. And I'm just going to go slightly under the crease. But I'm going to bring it right into the inner corner, because looking at the picture, she had quite depth and warmth in the inner corner. Try and keep as much of your eyelid as clear as possible. So kind of do a spotlight, a halo eye, because that's where the gold shade is going to be going. I'm going to go back in with that colour Neighbours with that big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that again all together. And the reason I'm going in and out with different colours, back and forth with the colours, is because I just want to keep blending and making sure that everything blends together nicely. Then I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of ponytail, which is this really dark brown hair. Again with a more of a tinier brush, and this is the it's the C139 stiff taper crease brush from Crown. And I'm taking a tiny little amount. Going back in with that big fluffy brush again, taking the colour Neighbours, which we originally used for the transition colour, and again I'm blending that all in. Now all the browns is all in place, I'm then going to go in with a Once you've done that, going to leave it to dry for a little second, just making sure that it's not going up to the crease, because you don't want it to go up into the crease. I'm then going to go in and I'm going to use the colour. This is the colour Hey. No, it's not. It's Brulee. It's Brulee, and it's from the MAC 25 Neutrals palette. Is it 25 or 15? 15 warm neutral palette. And I'm just going to take that shade and this is just going to lock that concealer in place. And this is the fun part. I'm then going to go in with Amberlights, which is this beautiful, beautiful gold shimmery shade. This is a product that everybody, I don't know if you can really see, but it's a product that everybody, it was such an oldie product where everyone used to use this product all the time. How many times am I going to say product? But it was that colour that everyone used to use, and I used to use it all the time when I first got that palette. I'm going to go in with this Zoeva Luxe Smoky Shader brush, and I'm going to go in with that shade. But first of all, I am going to wet my brush a little bit with some Max Fix Plus, just to get the brush a little bit tacky. And then I'm going to go in with this shade. And I'm going to leave the brush to dry a tiny little bit because I don't like it too wet, because it comes quite chalky. I'm just packing it on a little bit. And that's the only time that I'm going to wet my brush, because then I'm just going to keep packing it on when it's dry. I'm going to wet my brush again. I'm going to do the other side. So now, because I feel that gold is just not kind of I don't know, it just, to me, just doesn't seem it just doesn't seem is bright enough. I am going to add a tiny little bit of one of the shades from the Jaclyn Hill's Morphe palette, and I'm probably going to go in with these two shades here, which is more of a coppery and then just a plain gold, and I'm just going to mix them both to see how they both come out really. I'm actually going to go in with this shade first and just see. This was the gold shade. Yeah, I definitely think popping that gold on top has really made it brighten up a little bit. So once I've gone in with the golds, which is probably, I would definitely say it's lightened it up a little bit, the gold from the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm then just going to just take my blender and I'm just going to blend, just going to take my blending brush, and I'm just going to blend that all in together. Now right at the end I will touch it up again with a little bit more of gold, but the next step we are going to do is I'm going to just clean the bottom of my face. I'm going to pop a little bit of mascara on. Going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This is a product that I've always used. I'm now going to go in with the lashes from Peaches and Cream. These are number, oh, I don't have the number on them. Surely it's got to have the number on them. Number 7s. These are the number 7s from Peaches and Cream. And I'm going to apply these with the Houses of Lashes Glow. This is my favourite glow. While I'm waiting for those lashes to dry, I am going to just set my brows. I'm going to set my brows with the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Fixing Spray, and this is in the colour Brown Ebony. I don't use a lot of this, I just use a tiny little bit just to set them and keep their colour and their structure, because it is quite dark, so I don't tend to use a lot. So I am really sorry, my memory card ran out of space, so I had to go through and delete some stuff. However, I have applied my eyelashes. Like I said, these are the Peaches and Cream in number 7. They're really wispy, really fluttery. They do remind me a lot of the Ardell Wispies. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to be applying my face makeup. I am going to be going in with the MAC Foundation Studio Fix. I haven't used these in a while, so I thought I would pop them out and use them. I'm using the shade NC15 and NC40 purely because I do have a bit of a tan, and the NC15 is going to be slightly too light for me. I'm just going to pop a little bit on my hand. This foundation is really thick, so I don't tend to use an awful lot. I'm then going to go in with my beauty blender and I'm going to put this on my skin. Now I'm not doing under my eyes because I'm going to conceal that, so I don't tend to go all the way up. once you've added your foundation, the next thing you're going to do is go in with either concealer or bronzer. I'm going to go in with actually no, I'm going to go in with my bronzer stick first. This is the Revolution foundation stick, and this is in the shade F12. This is a first for me. Normally I use the LA Girl. I think it's in the shade Beyond Bronze, or I use the Primark concealer stick for £2.50 to cream contour. So I'm just going to pop this contour stick onto areas that I need that little bit of some up. Go back in my blender. First impressions on that foundation stick, so creamy, so pigmented, it just sits beautiful on the skin. I'm definitely going to be using this. I hope it wears nicely, I really do. It's just beautiful. Like, I really cannot get over the colour payoff. It's really nice, it's just right for my skin tone because I'm quite pale. It just gives off a really nice bronzed effect, and I love cream contour anyway. I absolutely love this. Get your hands on this for contouring because it is really, really good. I'm then going to go in Revolution. I love Revolution products. I'm trying to like dab in more into them because I find them so affordable, and I think they're just brilliant. They're so good. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the Revolution Conceal and Define. Now, thank the Lord, I don't suffer massively with dark circles. Now, I'm surprised I don't because I'm always really tired and I'm always really stressed. But thankfully I don't, so I don't need to put a huge amount of concealer under my eyes. So I'm just going to pop a little bit here in the middle of my eyebrows and a little bit up through my nose, and like I said, a little bit down here. I am also going to put a little bit down underneath my contour. And I'm going to blend that in again. Go in with the Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to bake a tiny little bit under the eyes. I do this as soon as I blended my concealer in because otherwise it creases, and I'm using that as a mirror. It's time to go to bed. Leave that all to kind of bake a little bit and just sit nicely. While it's doing that, I am going to go in and I'm going to bronze with the Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC, and I'm going to be using a what brush should I be using today? I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques blush brush. I love this bronzer, it's so good, and I think this is going to go really well with that concealer contour. that. I am then going to go in with contour, and I'm going to go back into my favourite contour palette, which is the Anastasia Beverley Hills. This is the light to medium contour kit, and I love this stuff. I go in with the middle colour, purely just because it's the best for my skin tone. I'm going to be using the Crown brush. This doesn't, oh, it does, C405. Taking a smaller brush, I'm then going to go and contour the sides of my nose. And I'm just going to go back in with that beauty blender just to blend that, just to make sure. I'm then going to brush off, and I'm just going to use this New Look powder brush. This is always really good, like a little really good brush, just to brush all the excess off. And as you can see, it's quite a sharp line, and I don't like that, so I do tend to just blend that in. So I'm going to go in with my MAC 187 brush. This is like the first ever brush I had, and it's still as good as new. And I'm going to take a tiny little bit of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light, and I'm just going to dab that in, blend it, and I'm just going to blend it. And what this is going to do is it's just going to blend, so there's no, so it's not a harsh line. Like so. I'm then going to go in, and I'm going to blush, because blush is my favourite part. And even though this is the blusher that I've used all summer, this is Luminoso from Milani. I'm still going to use this in this tutorial because I feel that the lady in the picture still had kind of like an orangey autumnal kind of colour, and this is orange, and orange is an autumnal shade. So I'm going to put that on with my favourite little blush brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Mini Cheek Finish Brush. Now I'm going to go back in with the eyes, and I'm just going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see a little bit more closer. So as you can see a little bit more closer now, I do look a bit washed out purely because I haven't blended it all in and I haven't put any highlight on, which, as you know, highlight brings the whole look together. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to be using the Revolution Pro palette again, because from the looks of, from the picture, I don't think that she has, oh she does have a gold undertone under her eye, so I will be using the gold shades, but I'm going to go in with a tiny little bit of brown underneath. I'm going to be using the colour Neighbour, which is the first transition colour that I used. Now from looking at the picture, she doesn't have anything dark under her eyes, so I'm just going to go in with the transitional colour, what I've done now, and then I'm going to go in with those gold tones. The Amberlights from MAC, and again I'm going to take that same brush that I used with the shade Neighbours. I'm then going to go back in with that gold colour again from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm then going to go back in with mascara for my bottom lashes and just to blend my false lashes in. Use the MAC Soft and Gentle purely because it's gold, it's got gold in it, it's got the bronzy golds in it, and I think that's probably the look that's best, the colour that's best suited to this look. I'm going to take a little fan brush, a bit of Fix Plus, and I'm going to pop some on. I'm now going to go back in with that Teddy Kohl pencil and I'm just going to line my waterline. Like so. I'm then going to go in and I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to be using two MAC products. I'm going to be using the MAC shade in Night Moth to line my lips. Looking very odd. I am then going to go in. I don't know. I was going to use MAC's Cream Sheen Hang Up, but I think it's more on the purple side, where this has got like a tint of red, so I'm gonna see if I can find that kind of lipstick. So I'm back. I have found the Milani shade in Black Cherry. This is a shade that I used to use years ago, and I think this is going to be the correct shade, as it's purpley, but it's got that darkness on that red tone in it. I'm going to be using the Gerard Cosmetics gloss in Plum Crazy, and it's got a cute little light. So once I've added the gloss, I'm then going to go in and I'm going to blend this all together. I'm just going to get some MAC Fix Plus, again that MAC 187 brush, and I'm just going to spritz this and I'm just going to blend this look together. Now while that's setting all in, I'm then going to go in and I'm just going to conceal my lips. With a dark lip, it tends to run, so you need to just conceal it. So I'm just going to go in with a tiny little bit of concealer that I've got left on my hand. Look at that hand. And I'm just going to conceal my lips. Spritz my face. Take that big brush again and just make sure. So that, guys, is the completed look. I hope you really like it. I wouldn't say it's 100% like it, but I've just recreated it to make it my own version and just using products that I know and that I love. So if you'd like to see this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe and let me know what other videos you want me to recreate. And I will see you on my next one. Bye.